Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight, we gonna let it rain. Tonight, we gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it rain. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight, we gonna let it rain. Tonight, we gonna let it rain. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it rain.
Hey guys, how we doing tonight? Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. As soon as I said that, I was like, where's the other one? Okay, we got two dogs. As soon as I said that, the one dog got up. That's her cue, I guess. And then the other dog got up to move. So that's pretty funny. I didn't even know they weren't in their spots, or I would have made sure they were before I came on. But welcome in. I decided to come live. I said earlier in our live that I might not be live tonight because I have to wake up early for a dentist appointment. But then I missed y'all. That's all. I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and go live. So I figured I'll come on for like an hour or so and we'll read over the rest of our documents because we're almost through with them. I actually was going through them. I think there was like 4 left or 3 left that I didn't get a chance to go through. But we went through all 300 and some. So that's a lot to go through, but we did it. We did it. Brian is in a new home tonight. So I'll read you where he's at. I have all my tabs are all backwards, but that's okay. It's a backwards kind of live. If you're new to the channel, hello, hi, and welcome. My name is Tanya or TitaniumBuilt. It's nice to meet you guys. If you are new, tell us where you're from. Don't know what my dog is doing. Oh, I took her blanket. Hold on one second. I took her blanket out and put it in the basket. Here, let's get one this. Look, that's your blankie. I'm sorry, ma'am. There you go. There you go. Sorry about that, guys. It wouldn't be alive if I didn't have to get up and get a dog or help a dog or save a dog. I swear don't get on that blanket. Mia, come on now. You get on the chair. The other one jumps down and tries to get on the blanket when I do that for her. But welcome in. Hey, Ladybug. Hey, Dawn. It's good to see you guys. Hey, Crystal. Hey, Ishi. I saw you were in here. Mary Beth's in here. Mega Mama, Kathy. Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Crime Kitty. It's good to see you guys. Hey, Lise. Hey, baby girl. Look at that. Welcome in. Hey, Catherine. Good to see everybody. Hey, Sailor. I'll get down to the bottom. Hey, Pete. Hey, Aries. That way we can get started. Rest in peace, Ozzy. Yeah. Yeah, his funeral was today. His poor wife and kids, you know. Ooh, doodle bed or doodle bug and doodle bed. I was like, I'm reading the thing. I'm reading your chat. Doodle bug got a new bed and a new pillow. Okay, you're gonna be passed out before you know it. That's what I need. Hey, Marcy. Hey, Trips. Okay, I'll get down to the bottom. If I missed you, hey, Ashley. I didn't mean to. Hey, Lenora. It's good to see everybody. It's good to see you guys. It's good to see everyone here. Hey, Stacy. And if I did forget you, one of the mods will greet you, and then I'll be like, oh, there's somebody. I appreciate you guys. Today we did do a live over the couple that was murdered on the hiking trail in Arkansas. They still haven't found their suspect yet in that case, unfortunately. But we will still be covering it as long as, there's some news that's kind of coming out on it. We'll cover what we can. So, hey, Groovy Nikki. It's good to see everybody in here. Okay. So we are on like the last end of our documents. And some of them, I was like, what? Like, the last document that I was reading was something about their refrigerator that they keep the evidence in broke. And I think it's Brett Payne is the one that writes the report, and he's walking into the PD and the alarm's going, and there's an alarm going off, and he's like looking around like, I guess he didn't know what it was at first. And he found out that it was the evidence locker. Now, it wasn't like the refrigerator for the DNA because they keep that in the freezer, I guess. But this was like the refrigerator for a lot of the blood samples, a lot of stuff. And it said on there, affected samples. It didn't say possibly affected or could be affected. It said affected. So I'm going to have you guys read over it with me because I was like, what are we even, is this real life? I mean, it's not like that's their fault really. I mean, the cops, that's like a freak accident, right? Your refrigerator breaks. But you would think with it being the cops and them having like, them holding such, potential like this evidence that they would have like a backup system. Like they would have a industrial refrigerator, right? Or something like they wouldn't have just like this little small cubic one that you get from the Sam's Club, right? But that's what they had. That's what they had, it seems like. So the first one that I wanted to pull up, let me see, pull these up for you guys. How we can all look at him together. So this is when he was first taken in. Brian Kohberger was first taken into the maximum security prison. It says custody status date July 23rd, 2:02 p.m. And that was Mountain Time in custody. His ID number we all know now is 163214. And release date, December 28th in the year 9,999. You think he'll make it that long? I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe with that vegan diet, you never know. It says it's 12 a.m. So he's at the Idaho Maximum Security Institution, which we all knew that. And it just gives the address and the reporting agency. So he's been moved. He is now a resident of J Block. Now, to me, that sounds like, and I'd have to look more into it if they'd even give us that info. But it sounds to me like that's general population, like J Block. There's probably A through whatever they need. They took him from he was supposed to be in the medical unit. They said that he would be in there, like 2 weeks or so. He was in there about a week and they put him right into population. I mean, which is fine with me. But, there he is in black and white, But we all saw his new picture, his new mugshot and everything. I didn't pull that up, but I should have just for the the fun of it. Now, I was going to read over this article before we start, and just so you guys can get a better picture of where he's housed, if you guys don't know. But it says Brian Kohberger, who's now serving out multiple life sentences for fatally stabbing 4 University of Idaho students, is currently in a facility surrounded by a razor wire. Actually surrounded by like 2. That's one of the forbidding features of the Idaho Maximum Security Institution, which is located about 20 miles from Boise, Idaho, and where Kohberger is now behind bars. So he only got like a 20-minute ride there too. You know, it wasn't like it was a long ride for him to enjoy looking at the outdoors, you know, in a moving vehicle. The facility described as one of the 15 worst prisons in America by a security industry journal is where Kohberger is after being sentenced on July 23rd to 4 life terms for the brutal 2022 murders of University of Idaho students Ethan Chafin, Kaylee Gonzalez, Xander Kernodle, and Madison Mogan. It says to find out what's in store behind bars for the 30-year-old former doctoral student who struck a plea deal to avoid the death penalty, read on. Okay, we will. That's his first mugshot. Kohberger is currently behind bars in the Idaho Maximum Security Institution, the Idaho Department of Corrections told Oxygen.com. Once in IDOC custody, the person goes through a reception and diagnostics unit, and that's a process to evaluate their needs and determine appropriate housing placement. Now I really want to know what that J block is. Is it for like who's in there, right? This process takes 7 to 14 days. I guess he was good after 7. We wait until a person completes RDU to determine their classification, housing placement, and privileges. And I wonder if he's going to go in there, right, and talk to this person and tell her I'm autistic, I have visual snow, I'm a psychopath, even though we weren't supposed to use that word during court. You know, all the things. I wonder if he's going to go in there and say any of those things. Or if he's just going to go in there and be like, I'm good. I'm cool. I'm fine. I think he's going to go in there and say he's fine. I don't think he's going to, I don't know. I don't think he's going to want any of that stuff, like the stigma of having anything wrong with him going into prison, right? Might not look good. But it says on July 29th, it said he was currently still listed as being in the medical unit, but not anymore. So while it's still being determined exactly where Kohberger will be housed, which we know now, and what his day-to-day life will be like, it is known that Kohberger isn't the only notorious offender at the maximum security lockup. So Chad Daybell's there as well, which I knew that. So maybe, you know, I don't think they're in the same like unit though. He's like on death row, so he'd be housed in a different part of the prison. Shocking details about Kohberger's gruesome slayings were unsealed following his sentencing. An autopsy revealed that Kernodle, one of Kohberger's 4 victims, had more than 50 stab wounds, according to the documents. And it says the Idaho Maximum Security Institution has been tailored to accommodate extreme violent offenders. According to its website, which we looked at the website, it says it's Idaho's most secure correctional facility. Is it really, I wonder? It's designed to house the most dangerous and the most disruptive incarcerated individuals. Man. Like, I don't know. I just think that he's going to have a hell of a time in there, and it's, you know, too bad you sad for you kind of thing, right? He could have just went and got his doctoral, didn't have to mess with nobody, just could have went to school. He didn't want to do that. I can't believe you go that long and then just throw away all that, right? He wasn't the most common sense smart though. So, you really need that in life. I ain't either, is she? Chad and PK. The gang of 2 of them, yeah. Well, Brian seems to be looking for like a higher power, you know. He talks to the chaplain and stuff when he was at the other jail. And we've got Chad that thinks he's a prophet. It could work. That could work. That could work out for them. Oh, thank you, Proud Mimi. Look at that, 10 months. Thank you for being with me for so long. He had different goals. Yeah, Ava. It's sad. Yeah, Ashley, that's what I thought too. And then he'll probably like try to like, I don't know. I could just see him writing a book on like trying to outsmart the cops or something. I don't know how he would be able to write that book, but I'm sure he could figure out a way. I'm sure Ramslin or somebody would help him write it. Right? He is delusional, Chad Daybell. But I also think Brian Kohberger could be delusional too. Hey, Brandywine. Welcome on in. Okay, so I'll start reading through the documents because we don't have that many, but you know, just so we can get through them. But this first one I'm going to show you is from Brett Payne. Let me make it a little bit bigger for everybody in the room, in case you have bad eyes like me. So this is the narrative. It just says PPD info. Let me see what this one was. I think this is somebody that, no, this isn't. Okay, but there are a couple people that are going to come forward that are like, we know that Brian's innocent. And then they run, just like the other people did from a couple days ago when we read over the documents. Must be a lot of keyboard warriors out there for Brian Kohberger. And then as soon as you want to talk to them, and they gone. They are out. They don't have nothing to say. That really sucks because I wanted to read that part of the statement. So it says item 916 CD. On Tuesday, August 27th, 24, I received an additional email from redacted public records officer for Pullman PD stating they located additional communications referencing Kohberger. The email containing the secure link also stated the public records request was complete and would be closed once I accessed the information. I accessed Pullman's PD's public records database and downloaded the included files. These files appeared to be almost entirely public records request and media inquiries. Yeah, probably. We wanted to know what was going on. A lot of us were nosy. We were all nosy, actually. And speaking of which, I did get all of my FOIAs in. So, pat myself on the back for that one. That was a lot of FOIAs. But we did it. Okay. So hopefully we'll hear something like really soon. So Brett Payne wrote this next one. And it says interview. It's redacted who the interview is with. I hate that. I wish they just let us know. Not like everybody, but at least initials. I mean, I guess that if they give us initials, we could probably figure it out, but it'd just be easier to read. So on September 16th, I spoke to Redacted, first and last name. Redacted was an inmate at the Latah County Jail at the time and had been housed next to Kohberger since August of 2024 until Kohberger's transport to Ada County on September 15th, 2024. So a month? Okay. I was made aware by Detective Vargas that Redacted spoke about Kohberger while on a phone call with his mother. I responded to the Latah County Jail and spoke to Redacted. I began by asking Redacted what he thought of Kohberger having had to live next to him. Redacted told me Kohberger was highly intelligent and polite for the most part. Redacted told me Kohberger would often question him about his past criminal offenses and why he was in the maximum security wing of the jail. I asked Redacted what he thought of Kohberger's intelligence. He stated Kohberger was the smartest person he had encountered while in confinement. Well, I don't think that probably takes much if you're in confinement. Redacted told me Kohberger quickly became annoying because of some of his habits. Can't wait. He told me Kohberger would wash his hands dozens of times each day. And now that is an OCD behavior. I would like to know exactly what Kohberger did when he washed his hands. Did he just wash them, soap, wash them again? Or did he do like a normal person with OCD? Like my brother had OCD so bad. I mean, we all have it bad in my family, but when he was a teenager, he had it so bad that he would wash his hands 18 times in a row. The dude would turn on the faucet, soap, 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 scrubby, 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 hands under the water, turn around, use my mom's, towel that he wasn't supposed to be using, use the towel, and then he would go to the doorknob, touch it twice, and then he would repeat that whole process. But it would be like 18 times. It would be to the point where like one of us would have to go in there and be like, Tony, stop washing your hands. It's just I think OCD, that's just me personally. I don't know where exactly it comes from, but I think it comes from trauma. I think that, and it could be like, obviously it could be passed down from generation to generation because my grandmother had it, my mother had it. I'm sure my great grandmother even had it. But that's one of the biggest things, like ritual hand washing. Yeah. Like you feel like you're not clean, I guess. I don't know. I mean, you're scrubbing yourself raw. But my brother never had purple hands like Kohberger. Like, his hands were like real purple. Like his weren't like that. They were just regular hands. Just washed them all the time. Yeah, Tempest. Yeah, that's where my OCD is from, my trauma from my car accident mostly. I had it before, but it kicked it into high gear after my accident. It was like, we're really going to get you, girl. So then it says, I asked redacted if Kohberger slept at night. He told me Kohberger would be awake almost all night and would only take a nap during the day. That could be because of where he's at, but they used to say like his neighbors that he was up all night. So maybe that's just how he likes to live his life. He's up at night, sleeps during the day. Redacted said he could hear Kohberger moving around all night, which also annoyed Redacted. So I guess, he couldn't get comfortable at night. I mean, he is living on a thin pad of nothing compared to a regular mattress that he's lived on for his whole life. Yeah, Sherry, it is. Yeah, it is genetic. My mom had ADHD too. Them sons of guns. Why are you passing everything off to me? My brother didn't get that much. He acts cool as a cucumber, but I don't think he is. Oh, Brandywine, yeah. I know a lot of people that will do like little ticks like that when they're kids. Like they'll have like little things that they do. Mine was my nose. I always was like, I dream a genie. I would do something with my nose where it looked like a bunny. I don't know. Sorry, guys. Everyone's probably like, stop talking about your nose. Read these documents. Okay. So he didn't sleep at night and he rolled around in his bed. And apparently, I know that the beds are like pretty close together, not like close together, but this is like, if this is this is Latah County, because we saw how they were like, lined up. If you sleep with your head at one end, it's the toilet. If you sleep with your head at the other end, it's like by the bars. So I can see that. It says, I asked Redacted if Kohberger ever lost his temper. He told me on one occasion, Kohberger was video chatting with his mother, which he said he did for hours each day. So he talks to his mommy a lot. While Redacted was watching sports, he said, "You suck," to one of the players on the team, at which Kohberger immediately got up and put his face to the bars and aggressively asked if Redacted was talking about him or his mother. I'm like, I ain't talking about your mom. I guess it wasn't a good time for a your mama joke, right? Because I would have went there. I would have went there. If someone would have got up in my face and been like, I wasn't even talking to you, and you're over here like, who you talking about? Like, trying to be on pressure on me. I would have been like, your mom. I would have made the your mama joke. And then he would have probably tried to come to the bars. That's going to be his kryptonite. That boy's going to need his mama. She's not gonna be able to call him all the time, talk to him. You know how much money that would be? Oh, Alicia, I asked. So if they release him, we'll get him. I asked. um, it says, I asked Redacted if Kohberger had mentioned anything about the crimes he was charged with. Redacted said Kohberger did not mention his alleged offenses at all. Well, why didn't you ask him? Redacted also told me Kohberger was excited to move to Ada County. Why? Redacted stated he had served time at Ada County and noted he did not think Kohberger would like to be there. He's like, I've been there, dude. Okay. So he said, I thanked him for speaking with me. All right. Elise, yeah, maybe what are those called? Not feral. What are those days called when they let you go away from the prison for a day? I forget what it's called. But I know I've seen it happen. I've heard of it. I've never seen it. I've heard of it happen. Furlough. Thank you. Furlough. Thanks, Ashley. Furlough. But I don't know if they would, because he's like an adult. That's a good question. I don't think I mean, he's going to a maximum security, so I'd probably say no. I mean, he's not really. I mean, he's not really like in a white collar, or is it blue collar? Is it called blue collar? Is that blue collar jail? Like where they're like outside on the farms, like they're living the okay life. They're not living the great life, but they're not living the prison life. So I don't think that he would be able to get to go because he's in such a maximum security, and plus his crimes were so horrific that hell, he would run. I mean, if you have the chance to run, right? If I was him, I would run if I could get furlough. Oh yeah, you can get like jobs and stuff where you're outside and you can do like, that's what I would want. Be like, let me do something outside, please. Anything. I'll go pick up trash on the side of the road. Ashley. She's like, have a cig. Hey Jenna, bye Jenna. Yeah, no getting out. Oh yeah, no, yeah, he's completely and utterly stuck in there forever. This is Brett Payne again, and the narrative is Instagram Indian Cliffs tip follow-up. And this one is, I want to see, I don't know this one. I read it, but I can't remember. On Monday, September 16th, I received an email tip from the Latah County Prosecutor's Office. The tip contained an image from an Instagram account titled Redacted, which was taken from the Indian Cliffs area of Hayburn State Park. The photo is looking east over the lake with trees and mixed terrain in the fore and midground. The person who sent the tip, not the person who posted the image, circled an area of the image and wrote they thought it was a white vehicle parked in the trees. How much you want to bet this ain't no car parked in no trees? They did? No way. I don't see like the, let me know. I looked it up, but I don't see anything. Is it on like TikTok or something? I'm like trying to figure out where to find it. Like it doesn't, like when I pull up on Google, I don't see it. So I'll go to TikTok, or not TikTok, dang it, X. Because that's usually where stuff pops off. Hey there, is that him? No way, that's him? Hold on a second. Is anybody else saying it other than JLR? Yes. Okay, we got confirmation, just making sure. Wow. Okay, sorry, we're making a little we're making a little sidebar here. That is not okay. So when I was picturing the face in the front, it wasn't this big nostril freak. I don't like this kid. Look at this. How old is he? How old is this guy? 28. What's wrong with people? Okay. So if you were not here today for our live, there was a couple that went out for a hike with their two daughters. They had just moved to the area and they were with their 7 and 9-year-old little girls. And that's why I wanted to cover this case. They were knifed to death by a guy. And all we had was a sketch. I was going to try to find the sketch. Let me find the sketch so we can just give you like a full, just so you can see what it looks like, sketch. Okay, so we had this to work with. Oops, don't save it, just open it. We had this, and then we had a picture that somebody took of him from behind. But you couldn't see anything but his hair a little bit, but he had a hat on. And they said that he was even wearing like gloves and everything, like doing the whole thing. Well, now I gotta find the article I just pulled up. But here it is. So he killed the parents and the two little girls ran. And the little girls got someone's attention and they found them. So they've been trying to find the suspect, but all they had was that picture that I just showed you, that sketch. Wow. See, those that should have been flared up and we would have been like, yep. But it says, wow. Okay. We ready? I'm going to read it. Special agents with the Arkansas State Police have arrested James Andrew McGann, 28, of Springdale in connection to the double homicide that occurred on Saturday, July 26, 25 at Devil's Den State Park. Just the name of it. McGann was taken into custody at 4:57 p.m. on Wednesday, July 30th, 2025 at a business in Springdale. He was charged with 2 counts of capital murder. Clinton David Brink, 43, and Kristen Amanda Brink, 41, were fatally attacked while hiking with their 2 daughters. The girls, who are 7 and 9, were not injured and are safe with family members. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders released the following: no news can heal the erroneous harm done to the Brink family in the last weekend's crime. But this announcement is a comfort and reassurance for our state. I am so proud of the Arkansas State Police, park rangers, local law enforcement, and others who have worked nonstop since last weekend to capture the suspect. I ask that our state, I can't even say it. I can't even say it. Okay, whatever y'all are called in Arkansas, lift up prayer of thanks for the brave men and women of law enforcement and offer prayers of condolence to the victims of this horrific crime. Let there be no mistake. We will not tolerate violent crime in Arkansas. Hell no, y'all won't. If you target innocent people, law enforcement will hunt you down and bring you to justice. Yeah, they will over there in Arkansas. I have no doubt. There's no doubt about that. ASP Mike Hager added, I am extremely grateful for the long hours and dedication that our agents put forward in bringing justice to this family. You just got to look at those 2 little girls and you're like, I'm not sleeping until this guy's arrested, right? The collaboration between state police, other state and local law enforcement agencies, and our federal partners has been second to none. Because of their hard work and investigative skill, we were able to take a monster off the streets and bring relief to those 2 precious girls and the rest of our citizens, because those little girls cannot sleep. And they were probably asking, did they get them? And you probably don't want to lie to them and say, yeah, they got them. You know what I mean? That would be, but I don't know what I would do in that situation. I'd want them to rest, but this is him. That's him. He looks younger than 28 to me. What is wrong with people? They watched their daddy get stabbed. And the only thing that brings me comfort in any of this is I feel like they didn't see their parents, like, die, if that makes sense, because it sounds to me like they had heard their dad get wounded, like, the little girl said, like, something like I forget what they said, or, like, they didn't say anything, but they said, like, the way they described it was like he was wounded and then they ran or something. I wanna know why. Yeah, I wanna know why. I wanna know why those 2, those 2 people with those 2 little girls when there's I mean, if you wanna unalive somebody, there was a park full of people. Why did you pick those people? I wanna know that, and why did you wanna kill someone that day? Did you wanna kill 2 people? One person wasn't good enough? You wanted to do 2? That's insanity. Wow. Okay. Well, we'll be covering that again. Wow. Let me, man, gives me that's crazy. I love when that happens though. I love when we cover a case in the same day, somebody gets arrested or something, just, what I mean? Something breaks in the case, or I like that. I know that I forget what case it was. I think it was Audrey Cunningham maybe. And, like, I literally got off the live and I walked out of the room and everyone, I think it was Ashley or someone wrote me and was like, "Get back on." Like, they found her or something, and I was like, "What?" They do have soulless eyes. You're welcome, Mega Mama. Man, that's scary. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my drink and we'll get back to our reading. Well, there's true crime that happens all the time, it seems like. Not like all the time, but when it does happen, I'm here for it, especially when it's something like that. Like, I real people really were saying today that this wasn't going to be solved for weeks, years, sometimes even decades. It takes these cases to be solved because they said it's going to take that one person that sees his car, that sees him, and that just kind of puts it all together and it clicks for them. And whoever was at that gas station or whatever they found him at, convenience store or something, they said, yeah, somebody was looking around. Someone was being hyper vigilant, and I love that. I love that. I hope those little girls sleep well tonight. I really do. I hope that they sleep like little angels. I really, really do. Because it's very unnecessary. I think we were reading this yeah, so we'll read it again. On Monday, September 16th, I received an email call or tip from the Latah County Prosecutor's Office. The tip contained an image from an Instagram account titled Redacted, which was taken from the Indian Cliffs area of Hayburn State Park. The photo is looking east over the lake with trees, mixed terrain in the fore and mid ground. Let me get you guys back up there. There we go. The person who sent the tip, not the person who posted the image, circled an area of the image and wrote they thought it was a white vehicle parked in the trees. Upon review, it did not appear to be a vehicle parked in the trees, and the image was blurry when zoomed in. I was able to locate the person who posted the image. Redacted. I called Redacted and asked her if she was the owner of, it says T Redacted Instagram account, and if she remembered posting the image. She affirmed both. I asked her if she remembered seeing any vehicle that struck her as being out of the ordinary. She told me she did not and thought she would certainly have noted a vehicle in the area circled in the tip, as there is no realistic way a vehicle would get there. I asked her what time she thought she took the photo. Redacted told me it was approximately 1100 hours on 11/13/2022. Redacted reiterated there was nothing that struck her as being out of the ordinary on their hike or drive through the park. I thanked Redacted for her time and ended our phone call. I guess somebody that was in the park that day. Me too, Ashley. I think he's alive. I don't know where he's at, but I think he's alive. I just I've been keeping my eye on that case too. There's actually a few different cases we need to go back and cover and just like just recover them. I'm hoping to hear something in Madalena's case soon. Our girl Loves to Lurk came in. I couldn't think of her name for a minute. Loves to Lurk came in and dropped that bomb on me and then left. I'm like, what do you mean something could be happening? I know, Mary Beth. I was going to go over that. We were talking about that earlier. And then I was looking at, that was another one I was looking into. It's crazy. I think it was the uncle, the brother, the mom and dad or something. It's terrible. So, oh yeah, this is the exonerate one. So on November 11th, 2024, this crime happened in 2022. Just November of 2022. I was notified via email from Sergeant Gunderson that a woman named HH, who is this HH, I wonder, had called Whitcomb with information relating to this case. More specifically, she alleged she could exonerate Kohberger. Where'd she get that word from? Redacted hung up with dispatch prior to them gathering further information. The call notes were as follows. Caller is advising that she is trying to reach the attorney for Brian Kohberger. She was a mandated reporter / victim advocate and is advising that she has information that would prove his innocence. She sent the attorney a letter on to reach someone that can confirm they are representing Kohberger. Attorney Ann Taylor Law Offices. I called redacted when I returned to duty on November 14th, 24. I advised her of who I was and asked her if she could relate the information she claimed to have. Redacted told me she sent a letter to Ann Taylor's office with the information and would not disclose what she knew to me. I advised her it was my obligation to learn of possible exculpatory evidence. She told me she had never met Kohberger or spoken to him, but she knew he was not the person who committed the murders. I mean, seriously, what? Ma'am, these names better be unredacted. I'll pay for it. I want to know who the crazies are. Okay, I'm sorry. I want to know who they are. Don't want to dox anybody, but I kind of want to know who the crazies are, just so I can stay far away from them. Because these people, if they're this much into this case, they're on the tubes. I'm telling you, if they are in this much into Idaho 4, they are on YouTube, or they're on TikTok watching it. But I mean, come on. She said, okay. She said, I got information I can exonerate him. Brad Payne's like, well, you need to tell me because I need to know that information. If you have information that can exonerate him. And she's like, no, I'm not telling you. She's a victim's advocate though, right? And a mandated reporter. Mandate report to me right now. That's what I would say. She said she will not disclose. She told me she had never met Kohberger or spoken to him, but she knew he was not the person who committed the murders. Is this some of those psychics? I attempted to explain why it was important for me to know of the information she had, but H would only tell me to do a FOIA request so you can learn my maiden name. Okay, she's nuts. She's nuts. What? Is this where all those missing drugs are going? To this lady? Oh my gosh, she said, she told me she had never met. Okay, I attempted to explain why it's important for me to know of the information she had, but H would only tell me to do a FOIA request so you can learn my maiden name. This sounds like Sarah Boone. I want to see the handwriting. I want to see the handwriting on the letters. She also stated if I did so, the FBI would immediately contact me, probably to say, hey, stage 5 clinger over here. We got her in our database. Bing, bing, bing. Like it shines bright and starts flashing, beeping. She also, okay, so I asked her if she had contacted the FBI, to which she replied she had not, but they would know as soon as I searched her name. Who are you? Who is this lady? Redacted then said she did not want any further involvement and hung up on me. She didn't want to play anymore. Based off of Redacted's inability or willingness to offer any information to substantiate or investigate further, there is no further avenue to proceed. I would have sent her a bill and been like, this is for wasting my time. Man. So then we've got one here, Instagram follow-up tip from Brett Payne. It says, December 5th, I was made aware of a tip reported during this investigation. The tip contained a screenshot of a thread of comments on an Instagram post. The user, which is redacted, had posted about progress pictures for weightlifting. A person by the name of Redacted posted a response that stated, why did you kill those kids? To which Redacted responded by saying, for fun. I searched this Instagram profile and could not locate the post in question nor the comments associated with. I called Redacted on Monday, December 9th, 24, and asked him about the post. He said the Redacted account was not his. Redacted stated he only had one Instagram account under the username, and it gives their username, and he rarely used it. So he says he was able to find that one and see. He said he's never been much of a weightlifter, and again stated that account was not his. I don't know who that is. It starts with an S, but I don't know who they're talking about. I don't know if it's like a first and last name or just like a last name or first name. I don't know. That I don't know. But the next one we have here is Brett Payne again. Okay, I guess we can't say he wasn't putting in the hours. He was putting in the hours. Park Ranger follow-up. Oh, yeah. I liked this one. So on Monday, December 9th, 2024, I spoke to Park Ranger DM. That's just the initials. The Park Ranger for Redacted. I asked him if he was the Park Ranger in 2022, and he said he was. I asked him what his normal routine was for the park. He told me he would check the park numerous times a day during the summer camping season, but the frequency of checking the park would decrease as the fall season proceeded and there were fewer visitors. I asked Redacted if he remembered seeing anything suspicious surrounding the time of the homicides. Redacted told me he lives on site and did not remember anything out of the ordinary. He told me he would close the gate most nights, but not always. That's not Wawaii, is it? No. Okay, well. But he said, but not always, and he would not lock the gate. I asked him if he ever saw any suspicious vehicles, to include a white Elantra. Redacted said he did not. Redacted also told me he did not remember any suspicious people in the area either. I asked Redacted if there was anything about the time of the homicides he thought I should know. He told me there was not. He stated there was not security, cameras, or anything else he could think of that would be of help to the investigation. I'm thinking that's when he was like this is one of the parks or whatever that they were going to say that he might have been at that night. Sorry, I had a cough. I didn't want to cough in your ear. Okay, so then we've got this one. This is just a follow-up. Is this the one about the... No, it's not. Must be coming up. So on December 2024, this is from Brett Payne. I don't know who MM is, but that's who he's talking to. But they came into MPD and requested to speak to me, reference a tip concerning the homicides. I spoke to this Redacted in the PD lobby. I did not record our conversation. I'm sending Brett Payne a little tape recorder. That's what they should all get. MPD, they need a little something special, make them feel good. Maybe I should send them all a little recorder because then they can record things that they need. We have nothing on record, I feel like. Redacted began by sliding me a note that asked if MPD was looking for a second person who could be responsible for the homicides. So they slid him a note. The note described a male, and the bottom said if MPD was not looking for another person to slide the note back to redacted and she would leave. What? Can you imagine someone sliding you a note? You're a police officer. You're talking to them. Hi, how are you? Slide you a note. And it's like, do you think another person could be responsible for this? If you don't, just slide the note back to me and I'll leave. They never record, Stacey. I know. I'm like, what's going on with you guys? I just need you guys to record for me. Because this would be really nice to have. This would be funny. I mean, because this person seems to be funny. It says, the note described a male, and the bottom said if MPD wasn't looking for another person to slide the note back and she would leave. I told redacted it was our duty to investigate tips that could result in exculpatory information. Redacted reluctantly slid me another stack of handwritten letters. I read most of these letters and learned that they concerned somebody by the name, I'm say Zachary, or starts with Z, ends with F. So ZF. The other person, the letters described how redacted had lived near 1122 King Road approximately 6 months prior to the homicides and had made comments to this person that has the notes about how the parties kept him up at night. Redacted also wrote that this other person had behaved strangely after the homicides and had injuries to his hands. The rest of the letters concerned redacted other behavior and suspected hacking activities, according to this person that brought in the notes. The person that brought in the notes also stated she gave consent for her DNA kits she submitted in reference to a past unrelated report from August of 2022 to be used. We don't need your DNA kits. I was talking with redacted. I learned that this guy, his strange behavior in not talking to this girl for extended periods of time, showing her memes of strange times, riding his scooter to Pullman, had been ongoing for several years prior to the homicides. Redacted seemed concerned that redacted had psychotic tendencies and had made her nervous at times. Redacted stated redacted wore gloves almost always and had wounds on his hands and face on more than one occasion, which he stated are from scooter crashes. I mean, you can crash on those scooters. I thought about getting me a little scooter. I could do a good on a scooter. Aside from the fact that redacted lived near 1122 King Road, I later confirmed he lived at redacted until June of 2022 and behaved strangely. Redacted did not have further reason to suspect redacted as being involved. She was mostly concerned about his ongoing strange behavior. I told redacted if his behavior ever made her fear for her life to call 911. She said she would do so. I thanked redacted for her time and she left the letters with me, which I have attached to this case. Maybe you shouldn't have just sent her away and say call 911. Maybe you should have just that's why there needs to be a mental health person with every officer or detective or something. We got to team up here. We got to team up. Because that person, that mental health, person could step in at that point, the advocate, and could go and help. Right? Yeah, Mia Mori, we just went over it. I should change my title. Maybe I'll put out a community post. Let me see. Let's see if I can. Where did I have it? Right here? It'll take 2 seconds. I'm just going to post this, paste this in here, this little article that we just read. I wonder if I can save his image. Yeah, I can't believe they caught him. And then I just have to let me. Yep. And then I'll put his sketch on there too. Because I don't think he looks like the sketch really. Okay. Thank you guys for being patient with me. I appreciate that. Okay. So we can go to the next document. This one is, this is the one I was telling you about. Okay. So basically, this one here is where they talked about the freezers, the refrigerators messing up. It says on January 24th at approximately 0750 hours, I arrived at the Moscow Police Department to start my shift. When I reached my door, I could hear an electronic beeping noise. Upon entering, I determined the noise was an alarm sounding from the evidence refrigerator unit. The digital temperature displayed read 60 degrees Fahrenheit. When I left work the day before, Thursday, January 23rd at 1200 hours, there was no alarm sounding. I feel like every time someone leaves, they should be checking that degrees on that thermostat and like I would think there'd be a logbook of that, right? I mean, just because you would want to be checking that, make sure it stays tip top. But I don't know. That's just me. I determined the noise was from the evidence refrigerator unit. The digital temperature displayed 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Sorry, I read that. The evidence freezer, which is separate unit, was not affected. I immediately contacted my supervisor. They recommended I transfer the items stored in this refrigerator to our secure outbuilding where other evidence is kept due to the lower temperatures outside. Outbuilding, like, is that where the stuff was for the parents to come through to get their kids the stuff? Because that's what it sounds like. And it's just outside, but like in a shed type building. That's what that sounds like almost. I don't know. But the outbuilding, it says, I turned off the heating units inside the storage area and opened up the large garage door to allow inside temperature to drop quickly. Yeah. The outside temperature was freezing that morning, and within 10 minutes, the inside temperature dropped below 50, which is the lowest number on the thermostat. So it could have been lower than 50. You could have been freezing it when it needs to be refrigerated, but your thermometer only goes to 50. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm not saying nothing. I think I could have done a better job. I mean, I could have. I have a degree. I could have done this. Tap me in. Just kidding. It's over now. If I would have known, I would have said tap me in, because what is this? It says that it's like I got it down to 50, but that's the low, that's the lowest mark on the thermostat. And it's like, well, what if it's really at 30 or 20? It only can read to 50. I mean, oh my good. Okay. And this is what got me. So no DNA extracts. Okay, that's good. We're stored in this evidence refrigerator. Those are stored in the evidence freezer. Okay. Okay. Below is a list of items affected that were being stored in the evidence refrigerator. That says affected. And all of these are blood swabs. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Oh, okay. I just skipped them. So we got like 30 blood samples. We got DNA blood card. We got the head hair. We got the pubic hair. We got the right nail clippings, left nail clippings, trace evidence hand, swab, right, swab. Oh, okay. I don't know what this means. Swab, right wrist. Now I'm going to want to know. Right. I don't know what the D would be. Okay. So it's swabs, but there's 4 here. The anal swab, the oral swab, the penile swabs, the swab, the wrist, like all of the ones that they were taken from the bodies, pretty much. The hand swabs, the wrist swabs. I mean, just coming on down to like, the same, like these were all out of, from the victims. So was this really affected, or was this able to be tested? Like, you know, oh gosh, Tanya's boobs are back. Oh man. I usually just delete their comment, or that time I put them in timeout. But I don't know what is up with my boobs. The funny thing is I wear sports bras every night. So there's not much to see over here, guys. Like, you'll never see me in a low cut shirt. You think that you guys would think of something better. So look at this. Bugles from all of these people. Okay. And then hairs. I wonder if those were from, what's his name's house? Lollipop sticks. That must have been from the crime scene. Earplugs must have been from maybe the crime scene. Animal hair, shower hair, drain hair. Yeah, that's all computer hair. That's from the girls' house. Hair everywhere. I mean, that's how it is. Yeah, swab some cigarettes. Yeah, they did collect a lot. But like, these are all things that, like, I guess it could have been. I want to talk to Bill Thompson. Yeah, why they want the lollipop sticks? I mean, other than I know why they want them, but it's like, I mean, who's walking? You think Brian Kohberger's walking around with the damn lollipop hanging out of his mouth? Now, I want to know what happened with this. Maybe we'll find out. We only have a few more documents to go through, so I don't know. Oh, and then this one is just, they forgot to take the vitamin supplements out of Kohberger's car, number 163214. And they had to break the seal to get back into the trunk to get the vitamins that were in a baggie. Now, what if that was something else in there? What if that was a little letter in there, right? Like a little letter in a bottle, but it was in a little pill bottle, and it said, "I did it. And this is how I did it. And here's the murder weapon." And they didn't take the pill bottle from the baggie. It was in a baggie. Pill bottle in a baggie. It was vitamins. I forget what they're called. They're called D3K2 vitamin bottle. Amanadine. I might have to get on the Amazon. Let me see. Let's see here. How much are they? I wonder if they're like, everyone's buying them now. I'm just kidding. Everyone wants to be looking like Kohberger. No one wants to look like Kohberger. That's the good thing. They've probably got plenty of these bottles left. Must be, it's this one right here. From Algae. $33.95, and you get, I don't know how many, 120 soft gels. Oh, no. I'm like, nope. So, yeah, so that's all that one is. Let me go over here. We only have a few more to go through, so we can go through them. 3. Oh, what'd I do? Something freaking funky. There we go. There they are. I'm like, where did I put them? So, which one were we on? 310, 311. We'll just pop them open. Okay. So this one is from Andrew Fox. Don't know who that is. But this looks like maybe Jack DeCore. Transfer of some redacted fingerprints. I'm assuming that's who it is, but we'll see. On May 29th, 2025, Idaho State Patrol, Lieutenant Darren Gilbertson called and advised that Redacted was scheduled to provide fingerprints at the ISP lab in Coeur d'Alene at 1300 hours. Lieutenant Gilbertson requested that I respond to the ISP lab at that time and take custody of the fingerprints so they could be booked into evidence at the Moscow Police Department and then be sent to the ISP lab in Boise. I responded to the ISP lab and met with ISP staff and observed redacted provide the requested prints. The prints were sealed in an ISP envelope by ISP staff and provided to me. The chain of custody was filled out on the envelope and sealed with evidence tape. Okay. So, why did you need, I'm assuming this is Jack, of course, prints. I'm assuming that says Jack Decor. I'm just assuming that. I don't know. But why would you need his prints so late in the game? Like, this is the May 29th, 2025. It's pretty late in the game. Right, Ishi? Man, we're gonna owe each other drinks after this. Keep saying the same things. Yeah, why in 2025? What's going on there? Like, that should have been all that shit should have been done. I'm giving these cops a C right now. C plus, maybe. C plus. They could have done a lot more, I feel like. Not a lot more, like, in terms of, like, maybe, like, evidence. They can't make up evidence that's not there. But, like, in terms of just, like, filling out the paperwork right and remembering to take evidence in and remember, like, not to just throw evidence on the floor. Victim's personal belongings and just be like, here's a hard hat, go find it. There's just some things that they could have done differently. And I'm all about the cops. I like cops. You know, they're here for our safety. That's for sure. They might not like me. I like them. Yeah, just some of the stuff. You have been doing your research. You have. So this one is interview with, I think that's Emily Allant, but I don't know. Maybe not. Okay, let's see. On May 22nd, 2025, I received an email from prosecutor Bill Thompson with a request for contact form. Contact from a redacted. Redacted wanted to report her daughter, redacted, and one of her friends, redacted, saw photos of them on Dateline from the latest special in reference to the Moscow murders. Oh yeah, I forgot about this Dateline one. I contacted redacted on May 22nd, 2025, and she responded and stated she would be available on May 23rd, 25, but I was not able to contact her on that date. So these people, Emily must have been shown or something, I don't know, on the Dateline. I mean, yeah, she was on no, that wasn't the one she was on. Okay, but I guess they posted, maybe it was a picture of her. But so her mom calls the cops like they're going to be able to do something about it. So it sounds like. We'll see. It says, I called redacted and spoke to her by phone. Redacted told me her daughter, redacted, watched the Dateline special, and when they were talking about photos of WSU students on Brian Kohberger's phone, redacted was able to identify several of the photos of her and one of her friends. Redacted as being photos reported to have been found on Kohberger's phone. I asked redacted if I could talk to redacted, and she provided her the phone. Redacted told me the following. Redacted. Okay, so maybe this wasn't. Okay, this is someone else, maybe. I don't know. Redacted was a student at WSU in the fall of 2022 and was in a class where Kohberger was a TA. Oh, yeah, this is someone else. Redacted was in a class with her friend, Redacted. Redacted was interviewed by ISP detective Jacob Schweck on March 2nd, 2023. Redacted told me she had never talked to Kohberger during the class, but he did sit in close proximity to her on the rare occasions he would attend class. She told me she thought Kohberger was socially awkward, but was not able to provide me any other information about him. I asked Redacted how she knew the photos were of her and Redacted told me she watched the Dateline episode and she was able to tell the photos which she believed had been taken off her Instagram account. Redacted told me during 2022 her account was public and this was possibly how Kohberger found her photos. Redacted was not able to provide me with any more information related to this case. What if those photos weren't from Kohberger's phone, from Dateline? What if Dateline just got on these people's Instagram and just took some photos? That's what I mean. I don't know. I don't think he did. Like, I don't know. I don't know if he did with this person, but they did get to the docking point. They called ISP the first day. This is with a ISP and the FBI. It's like, what is going on over there? Was this? I mean, we could have done it. We could have done it. I have faith in all of us. We could have at least went through all the evidence. I think this is the one we just went over. Yeah. So we have 2 more. Okay. Additional Amazon purchases located in Kohberger's vehicle. Well, would you looky there? What's this about? Danny Vargas. Oh, it could be something good because I don't know if this is a girl or guy, but I'm thinking it's a girl. She always gets the best reports. On June 26, 2025, I searched through Kohberger's vehicle looking for the following items, which were on his Amazon purchase history, ordered on 6/20/2022. I previously looked up all of the items ordered and had a photo of what the item or what the products look like. Lead brand scissor jack. Oh, we knew about this. 1.5 tons. EP Auto 14-inch heavy duty universal lug wrench, 4-way cross wrench. You don't want to be stuck on them back roads with a flat tire. Dorman 962-021, a spare tire for select Hyundai, Kia models. It's always good to have one of them. Worksite tire inflator, air compressor, portable, 20-volt cordless tire pump, 150 PSI with digital pressure gauge, rechargeable Li-ion battery with 12-volt car power adapter. Orkish, a 70-piece tire repair kit. 70-piece tire repair kit? What the? How many pieces is your tire in? Heavy-duty tire plug kit, flat tire repair kit, tire patch kits, puncture repair kit, 70 pieces. Cartman warning triangle dot approved, and those are the triangles that you put on the road when you need to stop and you want people to see you. MPD evidence technician unlocked the secure garage where Kohberger's Hyundai Elantra was being stored. So they took the whole car. They didn't just take parts of the car. We had heard this whole time they just took parts of the car. They got the whole car, it sounds like. I took photos of the vehicle and the intact evidence seals prior to entering the vehicle. Well, yeah, they took the whole vehicle then. I opened the driver's side door. Do you guys remember that? Them saying that they only took like parts of it? I remember that. I opened the driver's side door and opened the trunk using the trunk release lever, breaking both the driver's side door and trunk evidence seals. I took photos of the trunk and the items in the trunk. I removed all the items from inside of the trunk. I've located the following items in the trunk, which match the Amazon purchase items, and took photos of them. Okay, so the tire repair kit in a black case, the triangle dots in a protective case, the no brand scissor jack. I located a brand new spare tire in the trunk, which did not have a brand name on it. There was a barcode sticker on the back of the rim with the product number 926016. I searched the internet for this item number and was directed to partsgeek.com. Dorman spare tire 2011 to 2017 Hyundai Accent. Well, you don't have that. I searched the internet for Dorman 962-021 spare tire for 2011 to 2019 Hyundai Elantra and located a picture of the product on partsgeek.com. Both 926016 and 926, I can't read those numbers tonight, -021 photos from partsgeek.com were identical to the spare tire located in the trunk. Okay. Maybe they use the same tire. I took multiple photos of the spare tire and left it in the trunk. I did not find the following items in the trunk. The capacity ratchet handle, saving strength design, purchased with the scissor jack. I wonder what that looks like. Just curious. Is it the thing that goes into the jack to crank it up? Yeah, it is. So the ratchet handle's missing. It's like this yellow part. This big thing. I mean that could look like a part from a vacuum cleaner. What the heaven? Why is all this stuff missing and we're not questioning this? Where is it, Kohberger? Oh, I got so many questions. We need to write all the questions down and we need to type us up a little message because I'm gonna ask them. I'm gonna say, where is it? Just tell me where the capacity ratchet handle is. Where'd you put the handle? Can't use it if you don't have your handle. So then he didn't find the EP Auto 14-inch heavy-duty universal lug wrench, 4-way cross wrench. Oh. Worksite tire inflator, air compressor portable, that little 20-volt cordless tire pump. They didn't find that. I placed all the items I had removed from the trunk with the exception of the scissor jack, Cartman warning triangles, and the tire repair kit back into the trunk of Kohberger's car. I closed the trunk and driver's side door and placed signed evidence seals on both. I took photos of the vehicle and the evidence seals. I booked the items removed from Kohberger's trunk and MPD evidence. Redacted and I looked through the evidence, which had already been removed from Kohberger's vehicle when first searched in Pennsylvania, and located the following. Okay, here we go. They found the stuff. They gave me a heart attack and everything all in the same document. Look at this. Here it is. It says when they located it. So whenever they searched it the first time, I guess they took it out. So the capacity ratchet handle, saving strength design, purchased with, okay, so we got that. I took photos of this item and resealed the package. And then here is the lug wrench. Y'all are nuts. I opened item 23M-0207, looking for one of the above items and did not locate either. I resealed the item. The one Amazon purchased item, which was not located in Kohberger's vehicle, was the worksite tire inflator air compressor. The tire pump. I don't know what you need a tire pump for, though. I mean, other than to pump up your tires. My dogs are snoring. That's so peaceful. Is this the same one we just had up? Looks like it. June 26th. Yeah, okay. So we have one more. And then I'm sure there'll be more stuff out soon. But redacted agency reports and video collection. So it says here, this is Danny Vargas. So Pullman PD on June 26, 2025, I reached out to the Pullman PD records technician, redacted, and requested any reports, charging documents, and all recordings involving I want to say that's Madison May Mogan. No, it's not 1980. Never mind. I will say that birthday is definitely not hers. So redacted. Who would be born 1980? That's even older than me. Okay, sorry. From June 2nd, June 1st, 2022 through May 31st, 2025. So they want any charging documents, I know who it is. It's Molly. It's the DoorDash, I bet. Because I remember her birthday was like 1980. I think that was hers. The DoorDash driver, yeah. I don't need to breastfeed him. Jesus. Y'all are nuts. You don't. But I think that's who it is anyway. We'll see. We'll read through it. I always try to guess on it, and I'm like, I shouldn't even be guessing, but I know her name's MM. So It says on June 26, 2025, I reached out to Pullman PD technician and they said, or technician redacted, and requested any reports, charging documents, and all recording involving redacted. Date of birth, 1980. From June 1st, 2022 through May 31st, 2025, I informed redacted I located the following reports involving redacted and Spillman related to PPD. Let's see. Redacted responded and provided me with a link to GovQA where I downloaded all of the reports, body cam video, and other recordings provided. I reviewed the body cam footage from redacted in the following video, Exxon Flex 9424. At approximately 8:30 minutes into the video, redacted talks about having to testify. Yep, that's who it is. In the upcoming murder trial involving the 4 college girls because she is the DoorDash driver. Molly's voice is muffled, but it sounds like she says, I saw Brian there, parked right next to him. See, I never heard that. I could never hear it. On June 26, 2025, I contacted MPD property/records coordinator, redacted, and requested any reports, charging documents, and all recordings involving Molly. And then it says, I informed redacted, I have located the following reports involving Molly and Spillman related to the MPD. Redacted replied and provided me with the 2 reports. No recordings were provided for the reports. Okay. On June 26, 2025, I contacted Whitman County, so records technician redacted and requested any reports, charging documents, and all recordings involving Molly. From the June to the May 31st, 2025. I informed, looks like Molly. I located the following reports involving, or redacted involving Molly and Spillman related to WCSO. Redacted responded and provided me with copies of 4 reports. No recordings were provided for these reports. We had recordings. Could have asked us. You could have asked me. I could have found your recording. I mean, I did find the original body cam footage. And then they redacted all that. I don't like that. But they downloaded all the reports and recordings provided by the 3 agencies and copied them to several DVDs. Okay. Oh, right there it says her name. Oh my gosh. They didn't even redact her name down there. They did all that redacting. And it says her name right on there. And I did a good job without saying her last name this whole time. Okay, so I guess they did find the other 2 items that they were missing from Brian Kohberger's car. Well, inmate number 163214. So that's all of the documents that we have for Moscow right now. Let me go check something. Actually, see if they put anything else out. No, not there. Nope, nothing here. Okay, I'll check my email tomorrow. Hopefully, we'll hear from one of the 4 places that I put the FOIA request in at. I've got them everywhere. And I put them all. I put reports, body cam, interviews, videos, audio, jail calls, jail letters, and documents. I was like, if you have any of those things or anything that you guys can think of that I would want, which is anything that's not public. I said anything that's not public information I want to get, because I just don't want them to charge me for stuff that's already public information, So, but it looks like Latah County is just putting this stuff out. So I'm here for that. Is she doing okay, True Crime Lullabies over there in Hawaii? I was trying to look up stuff about that before the live, and I couldn't find anything really. Like, it was all older stuff, so it wasn't like now. And I was like, well, I didn't see anything about Hawaii. I just saw some stuff about Japan. Oh, that was what I was going to tell you. I guess they're doing a docu-series on Frankie, whatever. Ruby Frankie and her lover, Jody Hildebrandt, and they filmed it inside of Jody's home, I guess, where all the abuse happened. So it's going to come out September 1st, and it's going to come out on, I was going to try to tell you, I can't remember. Oh, it'll be on HBO Max. Oh, is that? Oh no, that's an old picture. I thought it was a new picture. Never mind. Oh, they have that one girl though in there, Hildebrandt's niece. So yeah, it should be pretty good. I'll let you guys know. Like when it comes out, I'll let you guys know again. Because I think that would be a good one to watch. Yeah, they're doing it inside of Jody Hildebrandt's home. Yeah. They ain't messing around. They're like, sure. Open up the doors right here. Look at this. Look at that beautiful home. The mountains behind you. The pool. You got yourself a little jacuzzi. Look, you got the whole thing here, right? You got the life. And what do? You tie up kids and you abuse them. What is wrong with people? I'll never get over it. I'll never get over it. Oh, it was canceled? That's good. Because I didn't see anything. I was like, is everybody okay? Is the Nelson family okay? They're like a family blogging channel. They just moved there. Right? Man, I'm glad I live in just little Ohio. But there's some good news tonight, right? We got Brian Kohberger in the big house. He's in prison. He's gone. He's gone. He's gone. He will never be in that courtroom again, like, doing those things. So he's gone, and we got a suspect in custody for the killings of the two beautiful, parents that were hiking with their daughters in Arkansas. Who does that to someone? His eyes do look evil. I'm looking at him right now. Look at his eyes. His eyes do look evil. I'm pulling back up. It is something in the eyes. True Crime Unleashed, they just found him earlier. This is him. We went over a little bit ago. I can't believe it. They found him already. I said, that's all it takes is. So we covered it one day. Yeah. And I put this on my community tab too. I'll give it to you guys in the chat though, so you can have this article. Let me find it. There we go. He looks. You get like I wasn't picturing this face. I was picturing more of like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. But we'll definitely have to go over and watch you cover this. This is Arkansas. Soulless eyes, yeah. It's like Brian. Like, there is something about look at Ruby Frankie's eyes. There's just like no like life to them. There's no sparkle. There's no like shimmer there. Yeah, they caught him. So let me go back over here. Share this tab again. Pull him up. So 28, he's 28 years old. He was picked up. Where's that thing at? His name is James Andrew McGann, McGann. He's from Springdale. And they found him. He was like in a store or something. Let me see. Where was it? thought they said that I thought they said that he was like at the store or something. I just can't see it. But someone called in the tip and then they arrested him. I thought it was like right here. No news can heal the enormous harm done to the Brink family in last weekend's crime, but this announcement is a comfort and reassurance for our state. Maybe not. But yeah, it just says they took him into custody today at 4:57. That's all we know so far. So there might be they might do a press conference. I can't believe they found him this quick. Like, really? Oh, thank you. I was about to say there's probably a presser. Thank you. We'll have to play that tomorrow. Because I'm going to jump off here. I was on here a little bit longer than I thought. I said I'd be on here for an hour. I was on for an hour and a half. That's not that much longer. But because I have to go to the dentist very early tomorrow. And I have, it's so far away. And then I have to, I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to go. It's not that bad. It's just the dentist, but you know, it's been a while. Yeah, I'll go over and watch your video when it comes out. Yeah, same age as BK, yep. And Knife too. Me too, Tempest. It's just it's the drive for me. Which, I mean, I don't know. I could get one down here, but no. Never again. No one will ever touch my teeth but this place. So I'll do the drive-in. But thank you guys for being here tonight. I appreciate it. I'm going to go put my heatless curls in, do my night routine, and get to bed, but thank you guys for being here tonight. Thank you for being here for the day stream too. If you're able to make it, I appreciate that. And I will see you guys all tomorrow. If you guys don't mind, I forgot to ask you like the whole night, the whole live. So if you guys don't mind, hit the like button on your way out and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, we'd love to have you. And if you're still thinking, hey, I want to be a member, it is still pinned at the top if you'd like to become a member of our channel. I will see you guys all later. Bye guys.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to live this out.